Raiders, winners of the AFC West last year, hosting their bitter rival in the Chiefs, who come in riding a 6-game winning streak, while the Raiders haven't won since opening day. With Derek Carr injured, Oakland looks to Connor Cook to help right the ship, but it would be a long day for the Raiders. Chiefs opening possession, and the give is going to go to Kareem Hunt, who takes it up the middle, breaks a tackle, and picks up 11. 4 plays later, Mahomes with the play fake and picks up a great block from Kareem Hunt. Mahomes moves to his right and hits Demetrius Harris down inside the 25 for a gain of 23. 4 plays later, and again Mahomes on the play fake, and he's going to hit Travis Kelce over the middle for his 4th touchdown of the year and a 7-0 lead. Or is it? Dexter McDonald comes off the edge, and yet again the Chiefs have a kick blocked, so the lead is just 6-0. First play after a Raiders punt, Mahomes is going to find Travis Kelce again for a gain of 10 and a first down. 5 plays later on 3rd and 4, and it's going to again be the Mahomes to Kelce connection, picking up 8 and another Chiefs first down. Then on the next play, Kareem Hunt with the give, bounces off a blocker. Quentin Coples overruns the play, and Kareem Hunt is going to take it in from 50 yards out for the touchdown, and no block on the extra point this time as the Chiefs take a 13-0 lead. First play of the second quarter, Chiefs again with the ball, and it's another big gain by Kareem Hunt, but he's going to get blasted by Carl Joseph, who forces the fumble, picks it up, and he's up the sideline before being tracked down. So the Raiders take over at the Chiefs 28 now, but Connor Cook, who did not have a good day, but it wasn't all on him as he wasn't getting much help from his receivers as Clive Walford drops the easy catch. Then next play, Chiefs bring the blitz, and Cook is going to run right into Justin Houston for the sack. Then on 3rd down, Cook manages to escape the pressure this time, but the Chiefs chase him straight to the sideline for back-to-back sacks, which brings on Sebastian Janikowski for the 56-yard kick, and it starts to come back but bangs off the upright, no good, so the Raiders come away with nothing. First play after the miss, Mahomes drops the throw, and he's going to go right back to Kareem Hunt for 13 yards and a first down across midfield. Next play, Mahomes with a play action, and he's going to hit Albert Wilson over the middle for a big gain of 38 down to the 3. However, Chiefs would only get a field goal after another Raiders punt. Mahomes with the boot, and he's going to throw on the run to Albert Wilson, this time picking up 18 yards and a first down. 2 plays later, the toss goes to Kareem Hunt, who gets round the outside for 35 yards, taking him into Raider territory and well over 100 yards in the first half. Next play, Mahomes with the play fake before squeezing it into Demetrius Harris for the tough catch and another 18 yards inside the 10. And on the very next play, it's Mahomes to Harris again, this time for an 8-yard touchdown and a 23-0 first half lead for the Chiefs. Third quarter now, Raiders looking for some kind of momentum, and it's going to be Connor Cook hitting Clive Walford for a gain of 22 yards near midfield. Next play, it's Cook on the play fake, and again he's going to find Clive Walford, this time for a gain of 20 yards to the Chiefs 32. Then on 2nd down, the give goes to Beast Mode, who only picks up 3, but a face mask penalty on Eric Berry is going to move the Raiders down to the 14-yard line, where on the next play, Cook is going to find Michael Crabtree for the 14-yard touchdown, and the Raiders are on the board. Interesting call by Jack Del Rio as well, who opts to go for 2. The throw goes out to Marshawn Lynch, but the Chiefs defense swarms to the ball and keeps him out of the end zone, keeping the score at 23-6. After the score, the Chiefs go back to giving the Raiders a steady dose of the running game. First play, Kareem Hunt for 7 yards. 2 plays later, it's the backup Spencer Ware bouncing his way to a first down and a 7-yard gain. Next play, it's back to Hunt, who has a big hole and picks up 8 yards. Then on 3rd and 6, Chiefs force the throw, but Mahomes opts to use his legs. He's going to run to his right, pick up the first down, and then get shoved late out of bounds by Khalil Mack, who gets called for unnecessary roughness. 15 more yards added to the end of the run, putting the Chiefs inside the 20. Chiefs would then go right back to Kareem Hunt, who pushes his way forward for 9 yards down to the 10. Then on the first play of the 4th quarter, it's the man of the day, Kareem Hunt, who takes the screen pass from Mahomes, gets into the open field, and scores his 2nd touchdown of the day from 11 yards out to put the Chiefs up 30-6. Raiders down 24, faced with 4th down on their next drive. Cook is going to look, start to scramble, and throws to Amari Cooper, but the pass sails high out of bounds, leading to a turnover and another Chiefs field goal. Raiders' next drive suffers the same fate as on 4th and inches. The gives goes to Beast Mode, who will be dragged down in the backfield for another turnover on downs. Chiefs would add another field goal and take this one 36-6. Kareem Hunt with the game of the day, rushing for 213 yards and scoring 2 touchdowns. Pat Mahomes throws for 211 yards and 3 touchdowns and hasn't thrown an interception since week 3. And at the halfway point of the season, the Chiefs sit at 6-2, while last year's AFC West champs fall to 1-7. Chiefs head back home to Arrowhead next week and look poised to move to 7-2 as they face the 1-7 Ravens, while Oakland looks for some kind of answer as they host the first place Bills. Alright guys, so we finally got that easy win that we were looking for, and I loved playing that game. Those games always worry me a little bit because on all Madden, you never really know when, even though you have the advantage virtually everywhere on the field, that things are going to start to get a little crazy and you might end up losing or even getting dominated. But when I play games like that, it lets me know I've got a good slider set, because Connor Cook was pretty terrible, and just when you look at things overall, I was 5-2 on a 5-game winning streak. They were 1-6 on a 6-game losing streak, and it played out exactly like you might figure it would. But anyways, we'll get into scouting real quick, and there's not a lot to cover on that front. There wasn't any new draft stories or anything that I scouted that was good enough to add to the board, but I did scout the center that I mentioned last video with the draft story, and his name is Carter Wolf out of Minnesota, and he doesn't look too bad, so we'll definitely keep an eye out on him. But with that, we're going to move right into the league news, where week 9 kicked off with the Patriots taking down the Bears on Thursday night. Chargers moved to 7-1, easily handling the Ravens, who we get next. Colts with the OT win over Jacksonville. Tampa Bay upsets the Eagles in Philly. Steelers take down the Texans. Jets with the 29-20 win over Miami. Washington beats Tennessee. Broncos get an overtime win over the Cardinals. Chiefs hammer the Raiders. 49ers get a home win over the Lions. Giants with the upset of the week, going cross country to LA and take down the Rams. Falcons win a thriller over the Panthers on Sunday night, 45-38. And then on Monday night, another close one ends with the Bengals 27-24 victory over the Browns. So as we take a look at the standings heading into week 10, the Patriots and Jets have fought their way back into the AFC East picture, with the Bills tie leaving them in first. Steelers with a 2-game lead in the North. The Colts OT win over the Jags pulls them to within half a game for the lead in the South. And then in the West, we continue to chase the Chargers, who sit at 7-1. To the NFC, the Eagles lead the East, but only by a game over the Redskins and Cowboys. The NFC North is currently a rat race, with the Bears leading at 4-4-1. Lions, Packers at 4-4, and then the Vikings at 3-4-1. Falcons at 7-1 lead the South, but only by a game over the 6-2 Saints. And then the Rams suffer a devastating loss, with the Hawks on the bye to fall to 5-3, while Seattle leads the West at 6-1-1. You guys all saw Kareem Hunt's huge day in the highlights, and it led to him being named the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Hunt's 213 yards rushing were a season high, and he added 2 touchdowns to give him 7 touchdowns on the year, helping the Chiefs demolish the Raiders 36-6. The defensive award went to the Chargers linebacker Preston Smith, who tallied 8 tackles, 1 for loss, and 4.5 sacks in the Chargers' 28-7 win over Baltimore. Preston Smith was a free agent signing from Washington by the Chargers this past offseason and currently sits at an 82 overall. To the NFC, Cam Newton wins the award, as he did just about everything for the Panthers, throwing for 398 yards along with 2 touchdowns, not only through the air but also on the ground. However, Newton's performance wasn't enough, as the Panthers would lose to Atlanta 45-38, which is where our Defensive Player of the Week also comes from, as Deion Jones takes home the award for the second time in the last 4 weeks. Jones had 9 solo tackles and was the recipient of one of Cam Newton's 2 interceptions to help lead the Falcons to their 7-1 record. As we move to the leaders, Aaron Rodgers still leads the league in passing yards despite his week off. Tom Brady sits at second, while Pat Mahomes and Carson Wentz trail him. And then with his big day, Cam Newton also cracks the top 5. Matt Ryan of the Falcons reclaims his spot atop the passing touchdown leaderboards with 22 touchdown passes on the year. And there's a 4-way tie for the second spot between Aaron Rodgers, Max Enderle, Blake Bortles, and Tom Brady with 20. Le'Veon Bell is only 66 yards away from 1,000 and holds a 110-yard lead over Todd Gurley for the league lead. Devontae Freeman and Ezekiel Elliott follow him, and then Leonard Fournette sits at 5th with 725 yards, which is also tied with our very own Kareem Hunt. Chris Carson of the Seahawks continues to lead the rushing touchdown category with 10, while Le'Veon Bell and Mike Gillislee sit tied at second with 9, and Alvin Kamara and Leonard Fournette are both tied behind them with 8. Davante Adams with the week off and Tyreek Hill out due to injury still sit at 1-2 in receiving yards, while Demaryius Thomas of the Broncos cracks the top 5 at 3. Former Bronco Eric Decker sits at 4th, while Bengal Eli Rogers re-enters the top 5, 1 yard behind Decker at 5th. Josh Gordon maintains his league lead in receiving touchdowns with 9, while Julian Edelman added another touchdown catch this week to tie him with Davante Adams at 7, and Jimmy Graham and Justin Hardy both 1 behind with 6. Justin Houston continues his ridiculous pace as he now has 16.5 sacks through 8 games, while Carl Lawson is also on pace to break the NFL record with 12.5 sacks. Myles Garrett, Adrian Claiborne, and Cam Jordan round out the top 5. Jason Verrett holds sole possession of the interception lead with 5, but Cam Chancellor, Jalen Ramsey, Adrian Amos, and Defensive Player of the Week Deion Jones are all only 1 away from tying him with 4 apiece. As we take a look at the Week 10 schedule, a big NFC West matchup kicks the week off as the 49ers travel to LA to face the Rams. Sunday also kicks off with a big divisional matchup between NFC North foes as the Lions host the Vikings. Falcons host the Browns. We look to move to 7-2 as we face the 1-7 Ravens. Big NFC East matchup between the Redskins and Cowboys. Green Bay travels to Miami. Yet another big divisional game as the Patriots travel to New York in a matchup of 4-4 teams. Titans on the road against the Bengals. Giants at Bucks. Texans at Colts. Seahawks at Cardinals. Broncos go to LA trying to upset the Chargers. And then on Sunday night, a big NFC game between the Eagles and Saints. And then the week caps off with a matchup between the Bills and Raiders. Carolina, Chicago, Jacksonville, and Pittsburgh are also the last teams to have a bye for the season. But that's going to do it for this week, guys. Another interesting game next week as we face the 1-7 Ravens. So hopefully it'll go down the same path as the Raiders game and we'll be able to come away with another easy win and move to 7-2. So join me next video for that. I hope you guys enjoyed the highlights and around the league news and mock-ups. And until next time, thanks for watching.